What is up everyone, how's it going? James Neville-Taylor here, and in today's video I'm interviewing the marketing director superstar of Builderall, Brad MacMayer.
What's going on, man? Definitely not a superstar in Builderall because there are so many superstars out there, including yourself. You're such an amazing person, and you create an amazing brand for yourself, your personal brand out there. And there's so many superstars out there in the Builderall world. So to be named something like a superstar, I feel like I'm still such in the beginning stages of Builderall. I've only been with the company for about 3 months now. There's so much more to do, so much more to achieve, and it's humble beginnings coming into the company with such an amazing team. But thank you for having me, and love this conversation piece. Let's have some fun.
Absolutely, I appreciate that, man. You've done a lot in the first few months since you've been here. You've done more with Builderall in 3 months than a lot of people have done in like a couple of years, kind of. So yeah, you've brought like a lot of things to the table, the MLS soccer and a lot of other things as well. So don't sell yourself short, man. You've done a fantastic job in the short time that you've been here.
Thank you.
So yeah, I just wanted to speak to you a little bit about your role in Builderall, what got you interested in getting involved with the company. So what's your actual job in Builderall?
Well, I'm the marketing director at Builderall, and along with Eric Salgado, our amazing CEO, we oversee the overall global marketing scale of the brand shield, right? But we also got to keep in mind that we also have teams within the brand shield. So we have a sales team that directs all the sales department with that. And we also have our marketing team in different countries. Builderall is a global brand. So we have a global operations manager in the UK, Wazili. He's doing an amazing job. So it's not a one-person show or a two-person show. I'm just one small piece of the entire Builderall puzzle, which
cog in the machine.
Man, it's a great community and a great team effort.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of team effort going on inside the community and the team as well. A lot of the staff members that I've spoken to, they say it's like a close family atmosphere and everyone gets along, everyone jokes with each other. Would you agree with that?
Totally agree. And it all starts with Eric Salgado at the helm, and we follow his vision. And I guess my job, I always took, it was get his vision and execute on that, and take the brand and move it forward. It's always been that way for me, just getting his vision and take it out there to the world.
So you started with Builderall 3 months ago, working with the brand officially. Were you working at all with the platform before that?
Right, I had a chance to nibble a little bit, and I had so much fun. I was doing the affiliate thing, right? And I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool, man. I love all the tools, all the options. The dashboard's already amazing, even before 3.0. And it was pixel perfect, baby. And I just had a lot of creative ideas as well, and I wanted to create my own brand voice within Builderall as an affiliate at the time. And I started doing a lot of creatives and putting it out there. And then I had a chance to interview Eric Salgado at the time as well. And we just hit it off, and I saw his vision, and we became great friends. And today here we are taking Builderall across the waters, all over the globe, UK, South America, North America, and then now Asia market very, very soon, along with all the creative agencies, digital marketing agency that we're about to put out there into the market. And Builderall is such a young brand, and within 2 to 3 to 5 years from now, it's going to be an iconic brand.
Yeah, definitely. So Builderall's growing very rapidly all around the globe. It's expanding into over 100 countries now. So where do you see like the growth of Builderall going over the next couple of years?
Sure. The demographic is such a diverse demographic because you have to look at different age groups that use our tools. You have the older clientele, the Builderall founders, the foundation of it all, which you're one of them. You started at the beginning, right? And then you also got to look at the young generation, the Generation Z, the Alvaro's age coming in, which is the 20s to 25s. And then how do you keep expanding the brand, bringing new people in at a young age where they're gonna grow with Builderall, and at the same time still devote so much effort and devotion, still help the individuals that already been on the platform at the beginning stages and made it what it is today, our avid users. So, and then you also have, how do you bring the female aspect of it into the brand as well? Because if you look at the numbers, we have more, males than females. And now one of our main focus coming into the summer is just to bring a more female demographics into the brand. And it's pretty much a niche that everyone can use because we're in the technology game. And our software is, whether you want to build a personal brand or a small business owner want to get out there and utilize the tools for his daily business use. It's endless. So it's always going to be somebody that wants to be an entrepreneur or start a new business. And so it's, as long as we keep innovating and getting out there in the market space in a broader scale for the brand, for our brand shield to be at the iconic level that I want, and Eric wants to, and we're gonna get to 1 million active users at a very, very short time. And I think with the platform that we have and everything that's in place, and all of the ducks, coming in order, it's going to be a super massive.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's very hard to target when you've got so many different demographics. You have to put marketing for certain people in one demographic and then completely different marketing strategies.
Because you have to have a different brand voice for everything. For example, right now we're also focusing on the original programming to bring, because the conversation will start here, and then how do you keep the conversation going to bring everyone back into the platform, which is the dashboard, and using the tools and so forth. Not everyone spend 24 hours inside the desktop or in the dashboard, so you have to create conversations outside of the dashboard, Builderall.com. So we came up with a very unique original series. Alvaro explains it all, which is more the Gen Z, for the young age, where you see when you watch the creatives, it's more for that young demographic. So when you put a post there on Facebook, some of the older clientele, they might like, I can't relate to this, but so you have to put hashtag Gen Z content, is me saying out there, this is for that young generation that we're going after. This is the content that we have to speak at the way they talk. They don't speak at our level, or at least on my age level, so we have to speak to with their age. And then you have us, which were an older demographic, and then we have to put more mature content creative to continue talking about our tools in a way that we relate to it, because then it won't be the way we would speak to a different generation group. But even with the females, when we start putting the creatives out there, we have to speak the way they like to see things. And if you really look online, women's are the ones that share the most creatives. They talk about the brand a lot, and we have a lot of top affiliates that are really successful at Builderall. There are females. I mean, look at Barbie, look at Shelly, and there's Anita, and they're super into, to the platform, and know a lot about everything about Builderall. So when we put our creatives out there, I'm always thinking, who are we gonna post to? Who's gonna watch it? What are we gonna talk about? And are we speaking at their brand voice?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Totally agree. So you were one of the masterminds behind the Builderall Mansion as well. So you and Alvaro did an absolutely amazing job at the Builderall Mansion. Tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you. Big shout outs to Alvaro, man. And I love that kid. I wouldn't call him a kid because he's, I say kid because he's a 20. He's still not 21 yet. But he's such a creative persona. And he's already executive producer of his own show where Alvaro explains it all. I just say, Alvaro, what do you want to do in terms of this episode? And he's like, man, I got this, and that. I'm like, let's roll with it. I'm not trying to put any input on his idea for his creative. I'm just pushing out there into the market what he wants to achieve in his vision, because it's for his age, right? So in terms of when it came down to the Builderall Mansion, him and I sat down, and while we had various ideas, and I took his ideas and let's roll with it. And him and I started looking at sites in terms of where should we put this? Where should we get it? Where would people fly into? Would they travel to the United States? And can we document it all? And then but it became such a successful event at the end of the day that next year is going to be even bigger. Everything that you do for the first time, it's almost like a template where you kind of look back and you see, okay, this is what we did right, this is what we did wrong, but how can we make it better? Let's regroup. And for next year, it's going to be super over the top. And now, but we also created a brand. So the Builderall Mansion now is a brand that now, if you go to your dashboard, you'll be able to qualify in points to be able to go next year to the Builderall Mansion. Anyone can do it, and we made it super fair and transparent. So, and it's super exciting. I think it gives you a goal, an incentive to keep going, and we actually reward you for that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Alvaro was telling me on his interview that I did with him that he originally came up with the mansion idea as a joke. Like, he said it to you as a joke, and you were like, okay, let's do it. Like, actually, just boom, do it. And Alvaro was like, okay. And he was like, and you were like, go do it now. Go book the mansion. He was like, oh, right now.
Now.
He was saying that's like one of the good things about you as a marketing director. You're like an action taker. If you like go there and say it, you don't just say you're going to do something. It's like boom, boom, boom. Just get on it and do it. You know.
Well, look at yourself, right? Even for you, an example for those that don't know, James. I know James. Look how many creatives you put out on a daily basis. You've always been an executor. From looking from afar, looking at what you're doing online, and all the research that I did on you as well. You're always executing, and that's what keeps you successful. A lot of people, they watch the meetings, they learn the platform, they watch all the videos on YouTube, but at the end of the day, where they fail or they're at least slow at is the execution part. Right? If they executed more and didn't watch a lot of video, but just do it, they would have been even further than when they are. But going back to what Alvaro said, I mean, the whole thing is like this. When you're working with such a creative person, you try, it's almost like being in a music studio with somebody. When somebody's writing a song or so, you just let the energy flow, and you let the creative go. And then if you try not to put a lot of stop red lights on the ideas, because it's so organic and creative. And I said, all right, you like the idea? I said, let's roll with it. But if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it now. Right? And the next day he already had all 3 different locations that we were going to look at, and then we're looking at vehicles also to be a display at the venue, and then we're looking at red carpet, step and repeats, how we're going to do in terms of documenting. We're going to record creatives that we can chop it up in pieces, and then start putting out promos for maybe next year or in between the next and this one. But we going to put a documentary out there on the entire, or how everything came about, the making of it, and everything. But I'm just glad it was such a successful event, and for him to be involved, it just gave us more, I would say, ability to create something different. Because when we go up to Eric and say, Eric, we're thinking about doing this idea, can we get the green light from our CEO? And then now I think with that trust and the factor that he put in us and we delivered, I think any other creative ideas that Alvaro may have, it will be green lighted.
Absolutely. And yeah, you guys did a stellar job on the mansion. It was a big success.
Thank you. I went so long on that answer, but I'm sorry. I just love to conversate and talk, and because I don't get to sit down with you a lot, and because you're always on the road, man.
Right, yeah.
Dude, you have done, let me do my interview part. Dude, you have done Germany, Italy, Florida. I mean, then now you're going to Cancun, Colombia. Like, you're doing like the James World Tour.
James World Tour.
And that's inspiring to me as well. And I think it's not about the position that we're in terms of the company. I think it's about the people that you surround yourself with and the team that you work with. And when we start seeing what you have done, your stories, for those that don't know, it's got a great story. It also inspires us to go back to the drawing board, or it's kind of like, how can I do better tomorrow? And you see people achieving so many things. I look at Barbie stories. We did an original series with her called Builderall Authentic Stories, which is to be coming out very, very soon. And she took me through her entire life story within the hour. And it was so an emotional piece. And I learned so much about who she is. and with the person she has become, and how she had to go through the trials and tribulations, the ups and downs, to be the person that she is as a top affiliate at Builderall. And with that, and she did it with kids involved, she did it with her husband involved, she did like side jobs, she did it 2 a.m. creatives that she had to do. It was such an inspiring, she became such an inspiring person within Builderall that inspired me to, okay, man, forget about going to sleep at 3 a.m. Maybe we should just stay up until like 4 a.m. and get 1 more hour in.
Right.
And that's
we've got so many amazing people in the community at Builderall, so many amazing people who've been through a lot of struggles and have come out on top. And that's what I always say about Builderall. Builderall is a community of opportunity. I don't know any other platform which has the opportunity, which gives you the opportunity to come from nothing and be able to make something of yourself. I mean, you look at all the other platforms out there, what other CEO brings people who have not a lot of experience but are actually participating in the community, with them showing the effort. Eric's pulling them in, bringing them in, and giving them a chance to shine, just like he gave.
But Eric's got a gift. A lot of people don't know that. He knows who works good with who.
Right.
He knows talent. Right. So when he might see somebody that's got talent, he'll be like, you know what? If I put him with that person, that's gonna click and it's gonna create this. Now, if I put this team together with that person and I move him to this department, that's gonna click together. And
right.
So he's got the eye of the tiger.
Right, eye of the tiger, yeah.
And he's a visionary. So we're trying to keep up with him, man. That dude don't sleep. I'm like, what's happened to him?
Right.
Like even at nighttime, and he's still awake. I don't even know if he sleeps or not.
No, he's got so much drive and so much passion to make this a success.
Right, and like for going back to with the Orlando City. Now we're an official sponsor of the Major League Soccer, and that's one of our big commercial brand awareness that we're putting out there, where you sit down, you watch a MLS game, and you see the Builderall LED at the stadium, where you're just like, wow, man, look how far we have come. Right? We're inside a stadium full of television, soccer, and it's massive. And then, so how can you take that and expand further with some of the sponsors in the stadiums? Can we maybe, do some micro content creatives and promotion for maybe Adidas, Audi, and so forth? We'll start utilizing to their audience, right? Because if you look at the audience of Nike, Adidas, and so forth, if Builderall were to do a few promotions for them, whether it's a micro site within Builderall for Nike, and they help us expand the brand out there to their audience. That's an audience that may or may not know about Builderall yet, and that's a whole different audience that we could bring into Builderall itself. Then you look at Alvaro's demographics, the college kids. If you get one great popular kid in college who loves Builderall, and now he's just being successful within the brand, and now he's go out there to his school and college and spreads the word, that could be a whole different army of college kids coming into Builderall, right? That's another way to look at it. Uber drivers, Lyft drivers. Some Uber drivers and Lyft drivers, it takes them 4 to 5 rides just for them to make $50.
Yeah, I've been taking a lot of Uber drivers since I've been in the US. And I talk to a lot of them about Builderall and the opportunity inside Builderall to build your own business. And a lot of them are really interested in it. I've directed them to my website, and I've actually had a couple of people sign up that way. Uber drivers and other people like that.
Absolutely. Look at the soldiers that come from the war back into America, and they're looking for something just to kind of do on the side from being in the armed forces. That's something that a great opportunity they could do, because when you go into war with a colleague, there's such a bond there, right? And if I succeed in Builderall and I'm a soldier, I'm definitely gonna say, look, man, we don't have to always do this. There's a great new world out here, and we've been through a lot of stuff together, and it's not like he's not gonna trust you. If he trusts you with his life out there in the world, why wouldn't he trust you with something, opening a business together or being your own business owner within Builderall? There's so many ideas. Also, then let's a lot of people unfortunately deal with addictions, right? So they go into rehab. They're looking for after that's over, they're looking for something to do with a new life beginnings, and this is a great way where you can do something, as soon as you come out of rehab and in your own house and you want to start from humble beginnings, you come into the community, what happens? You get embraced, you get treated like, like you're part of the community, you become a family. Every question that you have, it gets answered. If you go to our Facebook support group, Gustavo, our support, and the leader in our support team, he's always there answering questions along with Alejandro, and every question gets answered. And then we actually, if you really look at it, because I look at everything prior to going to sleep, everything that people ask for, Eric then goes back and then tries to create that into the platform to make it even better. So we hear what they're saying out there in the market, and we try to implement what our average users are asking for it. Look at the new 3.0. There were so many changes prior to 2.0 that people are looking at it now and saying, wow, man, this is one of the top marketing platforms out there. And now they're super, they're already happy sharing it, but now they're super seeing that where we're heading. And I think the market is excited, and even our competitors are going out to our website looking at what we're doing.
Right. Absolutely, yeah. There's so much possibility out there, and
it's infinite possibilities. It's endless.
Yeah.
Now it's just up to we have an amazing team in place. It's just about keeping the head down, executing, listening to our avid users and what they need, and also educate the market even more on a global scale. Partner up with even bigger brands, even more than the MLSs out there. And look, we'll have a meeting with Google tomorrow. Right, so we're filming at YouTube Spaces, and that's gonna be we're gonna be filming all the intros for the original series out there with Google, and then using Google as a backdrop, and then just how can we go even bigger? It's really, I keep saying it's endless because it really is, man. It's all up to us. If I said it takes a village, but at the same time, with the team that we have, it might take maybe just one of our CEOs having his vision implemented, but we got to have the right people to really just go out there and execute.
Right, absolutely. See this guy's passion. You ask him a question and it's like 10 minutes just of awesomeness about BA. See this guy's passion. This is passion right here.
I love the brand. I love the brand. Look, I tattooed the Builderall logo there. For those that don't know, it's funny because I went to get the tattoo piece, and the guy's like, "What is that? Is that an octopus?" I'm like, "Is it an alien?" I'm like, "Man, let me tell you." Because once they open the question, then you go right. For example, I was going to a downtown for dinner at an Uber, and this lady started asking questions. I started seeing that. I'm like, "How's business?" She goes, "Yes, I love Uber, but And I said, "Do you have an Instagram? What do you do? Do you do creatives?" And so I gave her a lot of marketing tips. It all comes to the end of the ride. She goes, "By the way, what do you do?" I said, then it gives me the opportunity to say, what do I do? And then open the dialogue to introduce her to Builderall. It's giving the gift of Builderall.
Right.
It opens opportunity,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it as well. Within people who are not satisfied in where they're at, and present them Builderall, the gift of Builderall, as you say.
Look at how it changed your life. You're a great example of what the Builderall, somebody who actually took the chance, executed, believed in the brand, believed in Eric, in the community, and you've done so much, and you become now a leader within our community. So why can somebody that's watching this video sign up for Builderall? Learn about Builderall, expand, be the next James, be the next Liam out there, be the next Chad out there, be the next Franco out there, be the next Builderall diva. By the way, there's so many Builderall nicknames out there. There's Builderall divas, Builderall baby, Builderall queen out, Builderall dancer,
Builderall rockstar,
Builderall
nomad,
Builderall nomad. Man, I love the community, man.
Yeah, that's passion right there. I love it.
It's great.
We have got an amazing community.
Yes, BA Nation.
Right.
The BA Nation, man, and it's only the beginning. I would like to see what BA Nation is going to be within 5 years from now. And we're definitely putting the dent out there in the market, because now it's funny that we look at the analytics and start seeing, because when you look at a site and you see where traffic is coming from, you look at the numbers and so forth, you start to see a lot of people go on our sites that are actually our competitors and looking at our brand. So for them to start paying attention to us, because before it was the other way around, you kind of look like, what's the market doing, and try to catch up to them. But now it's more like we're doing our own thing, and we have a great.
If you look at the Alexa ranking and our traffic ranking, it's just going up and up and up and up.
Yep.
You look at it from last year, it's just skyrocketing.
There's
right
no
now.
dip.
Yeah.
Right? There's no dip. So that's what I was saying. So imagine what Builderall is going to be within 5 years from now.
Right. Yeah. That's amazing. So, what is your favorite thing about Builderall? Your absolute favorite thing?
It varies from the like how I'm feeling at the day, right? Because one day I'm like, oh my God, we have an amazing community. Then the next day is like, oh my God, we got the best tools. Then the next day is like, I love these Builderall lives that we do, that we get to interact on a daily basis, like live footage with everyone out there in the community. Right. Then the next day is like, my God, we're doing the Builderall Mansion. This is amazing. And then the next day is like, all the top affiliates are coming to the United States to be part of the Builderall Mansion. Oh my God, it went from inception, a thought, and now it became a reality. Mm-hmm. Right? And then it's like, oh my God, we're at the stadium and it says Builderall.com. How to build your online business with Builderall.com on the stadium. It's like, wow, it's mind blowing. Right. So, man, if you guys, out of the entire video, if you guys watch, I guess my whole entire thing is expect the unexpected, because we're coming really, really hard into the market.
That's awesome, man.
We haven't even done keynotes yet, like we're gonna be out there doing keynotes on a global scale. So you're gonna see a lot of events that are massive names, and we're gonna be doing keynotes about Builderall. We haven't even done TV interviews yet. Right. There's so many things we haven't done. We haven't even done, by the way, we're on Spotify. Look, we even got a Builderall Spotify playlist. Talk about Builderall as a lifestyle brand. When I wake up, I go take a shower, I put Builderall on Spotify. There's a Spotify playlist there on Builderall, and I start with music. And then I go and I put my Builderall t-shirt on, and I go into my office and I go to the Builderall live meetings on Monday.
So I was just about to ask you, what does a general day working with Builderall look like? Because I know you work from home a lot. I used to think that you came to the office. I didn't realise you were down in Miami, where the Builderall offices are in Orlando. I thought you were in Orlando up until like a few weeks ago. So what does a general day in the life of Brad MacMayer, a working day at Builderall, look like for you?
Right, so I wake up and I really just have a coffee and I go straight into the computer and I start already looking at the schedule. There's a lot of emails that I have to reply, because what people don't see in the back end is that we're constantly already sending emails out to partner up with different brands, create new opportunities, and people don't see that. When we go into the meetings for the Builderall weekly meetings or the ambassadors meeting, they just see what's coming up for the week, but they don't see what goes on in the back end. Just like when we're doing all these things, they didn't know that we're building the Builderall Mansion. Mm-hmm. They didn't know that they were doing the deal with the Orlando City Magic, Orlando City Soccer Club. And so right now, we're trying to do deals with GoDaddy that we're trying to put together. Mm-hmm. We're creating all these original TV series, and we're also getting into the marketing certification program that's about to start on August 5th, and that's going to open a whole new ball game for the franchise option in 2020. Imagine, there's already 125 cities worldwide that already signed up for our certification process, right? And then they have the option to franchise in 2020. Right. So when you look at it, within a year from now, you're gonna see creative agencies all over the world, from Builderall. But for me, with my day, and I know I keep dancing around this question because I'm so passionate about it, but it all starts with the daily schedule, go over all my notes, get on the phone with Eric, see how he's doing, and then I've tried to fly to the headquarters in Orlando as much as possible, and then I get with Alvaro in the morning and see what he's doing in terms of his demographic and his shows, and I get his vision, because you want to cater to women, young individuals, and then of course our avid users. Then I go into Builderall Live. Preparing for Builderall Live, when you do a show from Monday to Friday, it's a new concept and ideas every day, so then you got to plan that.
Right.
And then
And that's tough in itself.
right, and then you go into the creative process, which is the post-production of creating videos for the Builderall Authentic series. You do an interview with Barbie, then you got to edit the show, and then we're also doing, I was showing you the commercial that we're trying to do for the women, right? You know, showing the creative, so I was already in the editing room. So there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes that people don't see it, but I can assure you guys, it's a 24-hour work process that I love, and it feels like it goes by like this. Because when you love what you do, you don't think about time and you don't think about anything else. You just do because that's what you love to do. If you like to play music, you're not saying, man, it's 3 o'clock, I gotta, you know, you just, when you're in the go, you're in the go.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man.
Never losing focus. It's all about bringing new users into the platform, and also keeping our avid users, trying to educate them as much as possible and trying to move the needle for them because they took a trust on us. So we want them to be successful. And now with the certification program with the digital marketing, then we're gonna say, okay, they signed up, they go through the 12-week process. Now how can we help them get new businesses and keep that brand going, and then start already getting ready for Builderall mentioned next year. Where's it going to be? Is it going to be in America? Is it going to be in a castle? Is it going to be in the yacht? It's like, you know,
you don't know, do you?
You don't know.
Right.
So, but then I ask yourself that, like, you know, James, what do you think about this? And then we'll get thoughts from you guys, the leaders of the community, you know?
Right.
A lot of people don't know this. I talk to Shelly on a daily basis too.
Right.
I ask her questions. It's not like Eric and I, we don't go and says, Eric, what are your thoughts on this? And then Brad, what are your thoughts on this? And we just go. No, I say, like, Eric and I, we stop and listen to the community.
Right.
You know, a lot of people within, there are leaders, and then say, does it make sense or not? Yeah, let's rock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. I love the fact that Eric actually listens and implements from the community.
There are no egos in this company. That's what I love about it. And
absolutely.
we all play our roles to the fullest. I stay in my lane, but at the same time, we also listen first and try to implement what they want, because at the end of the day, they are the king of everything, the customers.
Right. Yeah, totally agree with you. So we've heard a little bit about Builderall, what your vision is with Builderall, and what your role is in the company. And you've actually been in marketing quite a long time yourself before you came with Builderall. So tell us a little bit about what you did before Builderall.
Right. So I had been through various corporations, big brands. The biggest brand that I ever worked, well, the biggest brand, there was a few. I started off at Viacom, which is MTV, right? So I started off there, then went into the music industry, and I started doing a lot of marketing for the music industry for, record labels.
Right.
And that took me to then get an opportunity to go into the food industry and to be the marketing person for Papa John's, the pizza brand, a $2.2 billion company. On a massive scale, the marketing aspect is massive around the globe.
Right.
And then I also work with Google, Facebook, Sony, like Shark Tank. That cast is Shark Tank, and it's been a great journey. But I don't love it any more than what I'm doing now, because I feel like that what Builderall can be is more important than a brand that's already had so much history. Where you go into a company, they've been like in the market for 20 plus years. Or if you look like these Papa John's, they've been in the market forever here in America. But then you look at the Builderall is such an infant brand,
right?
And the fact that we play such a huge role in creating the brand and what it can be with the amazing potential. It's really endless. So that's the fire.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. So where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
5 years, still with Builderall, and it's still executing for the company and still implementing the vision that Eric Salgado has in his mind.
But with 10 million users, right?
With 30 million users.
30 million users. Nice.
Active 30 million.
30 million active users. Yeah, that's awesome.
Plus.
I love that.
And hopefully still being able to hear what you're doing, see what you're doing, and also learning from you.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, man. man.
You're awesome, man. Thanks for having me, man. You're super inspirational.
I appreciate that, man. You as well. I've got one more question for you before you leave.
Yes.
And that is, what is the best advice you've ever been given?
Stay focused in the moment, but also prepare for the future. It's okay to have a macro vision, but also the micro is super important. And speed does matter. And do things, execute in speed, but also on the macro, be patient. I know sometimes you hear that from a lot of influencers or other people out there on the internet, but it's so true. Stay focused in the moment and also execute super fast, but also be super patient on the strategy that you're about on the bigger vision.
Right, awesome. Love it, man. Really good advice. So yeah, thanks again for coming on the show, man. Really appreciate it.
All right, brother. And also another thing, technology always changing by the day. So what worked today may not work tomorrow. And that's the beauty of the game. And that's the game that we play, that we love. And what's gonna happen tomorrow, let's see where technology leads us to.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome, thanks again, man.
All right, brother.
So, you heard it from Brad MacMayer, Marketing Director, Superstar of Builderall. Thanks for tuning in.
He's the superstar.
Thank you, man. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification to be updated on any of my new videos. And thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.